It's going to be a great day. It's Monday. I think the sun is supposed to come out today, but if it doesn't, guess what? If the sun were out, it will be 110 degrees. So we got a great day today. All right, everyone, please confer. All right, who is here on Jonathan Dreamer?
That's me, Judge.
All right, Jonathan Dreamer, if you'll come forward. Hello, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Let me see where we are on this. Okay, so he has unindicted cases.
Correct, Judge. And the state is still, part of the offer would be a plea on one of the unindicted cases, but there's missing discovery that the state's trying to access. I need to look at before I can advise my client about the offer. So I would ask for additional time so they can try to get the discovery we need.
You want to recall this on the 21st with your other case?
It'd be great. Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Jonathan Dreamer, if you can set that for April 21st, please.
Discovery probably, right, Judge, since we're still waiting.
It's discovery and discovery.
See, I'll get you this. And I think the next one's mine too.
Okay, just let me put this in the system. All right, Jose Martin Garcia-Corona. Hello.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, where is he?
He's an ICE custody judge.
Oh, okay, just 1 second. All right, so any other updates?
No, I spoke to the state this morning. They informed me they don't have any.
All right. So state, what are you ultimately planning on doing with this case?
I don't know, Judge.
All right, when will you know something?
I don't know the answer to that either.
All right, so the court is going to order that you know something by April 21st. Ms. Ferguson, recall this for April 21st. It's Jose Martin Garcia-Corona.
No, he's an ICE custody.
Yeah. All right, they're going to know something, what they're going to do with this case on that day.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. Who is here on John-Phillip McCarter? Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi.
Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. So we're here for occupational license?
Yes, Your Honor, the court wanted it in person due to the charges.
Yes. And state, have you had a chance to review the petition?
No, Judge, if I can look at it.
So the court is calling 2024 CR 012474 and 2025 CV 00636. This is a occupational license request ex parte John-Phillip McCarter. Defense, is there anything you would wish to put on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Very briefly, the client is, in my opinion, done very well. He's done the intervention DWI class. He's taken over 10 Alcoholics Anonymous classes where he's actually been asked to take a leadership role and he's leading the meetings. Victim impact has been done. He's complied with the interlock order. The ankle monitor was for 30 days. It is now off. And we are asking that he be allowed to travel in Bexar County and surrounding counties. I listed that in the petition. I didn't put it in the order and I will do that if the court so chooses. Mainly 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. He does homeschool his daughter and requires transportation to lead her to and back from extracurricular activities like softball, other things, Your Honor. He can probably expound better than I can, but we think that he's complied and we're asking the court to approve a limited time, just a occupational license so he can conduct his daily activities.
All right. So my other question is, does he have insurance? Because I don't see a copy in here.
SR 26, yes, ma'am.
All right, so that needs to be included.
Okay.
And is it liability or full insurance?
It's full insurance.
Okay, so I'll need that before considering this. Is there anything else, state?
Judge, just how many cars that he has access to and whether they're
I have one,
just one.
just one, yeah.
Well, then that's in there.
All right. Are there any other cars other than the one that he has access to? Is he the only person in the household with a vehicle? Or are there other people who have vehicles that live in the household?
No, it's just me.
All right.
Just my one vehicle.
So this is what the court is going to want. I'm going to want a copy of, his insurance, proof of insurance.
Yeah.
And what I can tell both parties, if I am going to approve this, I'm not going to approve it until after April. I said, if I am going to approve it, I'm not going to approve it till after April. And the reason being, we have something coming up in this town in April known as Fiesta. And I'm doing that to make sure that the community is protected.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Reset this for until after.
yes, if you all will come back. Let me see. If y'all will come back May 5th, I'll take care of this, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And just make sure that when you come back, you have a copy of your insurance information. And that'll need to be included in this document. And what I can do if there's no objections, because I see that it's been e-filed, I can just, you can either do it as a supplemental or either we can staple it together.
Okay,
All right. Is there anything else?
that's it, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right. And so Ms. Ferguson, on McCarter, you don't necessarily have to put it on the docket because this is something they're requesting, but just know they're coming back on May 5th.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much
All right,
for
thank you.
dressing appropriately for court. Ethan Rosales.
Hi, Judge.
Take phone call, please step out in the hallway.
I haven't received any notification.
All right. Where is this case supposed to be transferred to?
Hey, Jason. Jason,
On Rosales, do we all?
this is the Nathan Martinez co-defendants here said transfer, I think, to 227, correct?
That's the one that may or may not be going.
All right, Norman, can you check to see if this has been transferred?
Yes.
All right, so just give us a moment. We're going to find out today. Yeah. Tell her it needs to be transferred today. Otherwise, we're going to send that other case back. Joanna Reyes. All right, so what are we here for on this case?
He's on standby for the rest of the week for your trial.
For jury trial.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so just remain. Jury's going to be up here at 11. So we'll see if your case goes or not.
No,
No,
Judge.
Judge, she needs
She's
to be
needed
reset for
for the
7
trial.
Okay, because I was wondering, here's my thing. I was like, am I losing my mind? Because I see that there's already been a plea in this case.
Right.
All right, so when will you all need her back?
We've been in communication with her, Your Honor, and she's aware, but we're thinking later in the week. So we have good communication with her and
And me.
yes. That's correct.
All right, so is there any need to have her reset on the docket for a specific date or no?
Well, it would need to be for after the trial.
We don't know when
Right.
the trial will end. I tell you what, this is what I'll do. We're going to reset this and I'm going to set it for,
But I believe probation would still need to do the report.
all right, and I'll tell you something has happened because it says C for the plea agreement. It says C attached plea agreement and there's nothing attached to the steps. So y'all may want to check on that.
Well, that's the document that was under seal, Judge.
But I think it's been unsealed.
Right.
It has, Judge.
So,
I'll look on that, on the copy that I had pulled from file 360. It does have the attached plea bargain agreement,
okay.
but I'll try to look into that for the court's file.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll recall this for April 14th. All right. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. This case, Norma, April 14th. Who's here on Ruby Casarez?
Yes, Your Honor. And she's in custody.
Oh, have you asked for her to be brought out?
She's out here. Do
Oh, tell her to come down.
you want to bring her up?
Yes. All right, Ms. Abrams,
Yes, Judge.
It says here that felony drug court was willing to accept her, but they're at capacity. I'm assuming they're no longer at capacity or?
As of last week, they were not at capacity. I did try to reach out to our contact, not in the office right now, but I was going to ask, Ms. Casarez said that she's very interested
Okay.
in felony drug court. So I was gonna ask if we can get that re-referral.
All right, so let's do a re-referral to felony drug court. And the reason why I'm doing this, I want you to succeed. And if I send you out into the world without any help, you're not going to succeed. We're going to be back here and you're going to be looking at perhaps a motion to revoke, perhaps prison or something. You understand?
I understand.
So we're going to try to get you in felony drug court.
Yes.
And then let me see. You know what? When do you want to bring her back? And
Judge, I was gonna ask if we can bring her back next Monday.
okay,
I'll try to see about pushing to get it expedited, the evaluation next.
all right. So then what we'll do is we will bring you back on April 7th. Is that good for you, counsel?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, so we're going to bring you back on April 7th. You understand?
Yes,
All right, so somebody from felony drug court is going to come speak to you.
that's fine.
All right, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Judge.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
you're welcome. Roxann Gonzales. Good morning. Hello. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. And let me see. All right, so where are we on? Let me see. So. Do you have all of the blood discovery?
I don't, Judge. If my memory serves me correct, I was in here on another case. I think that was the 21st, and I think that's the day you signed the order.
Yes.
I don't have it yet.
All
So
right.
I would like the court to consider resetting this matter for one more.
Oh, no, I'll reset it so you can get that. When will they have that? When will you have it?
Possibly within the next 50 days.
I'm sorry, the next what?
60 days. Production of those records typically takes about 60 days.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for April 21st, please.
Judge.
Yes.
I think I'm in Coleman County.
All right.
No, 21st is fine.
All right, so we're going to come back on April 21st for discovery. All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Robert, we're just waiting for information.
I'm gonna run to the 226. And I'll come
All
back
right,
up.
thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, who's the prosecutor on Genaro Reyna? All
Your Honor.
right, thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 0497 State versus Genaro Reyna. Could I have parties announce?
Opinion for the state of Texas. Eric Hernandez for Mr. Reyna.
And are you Mr. Reyna?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and State's motion to supplement pending motion to revoke probation with your attorney, and did you understand it? Are you the same Genaro Reyna who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 0497 for the offense of reckless injury to elderly bodily injury on February 23rd, 2022 for a term of 3 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, this morning we're hearing state's motion to revoke probation. Violation condition number 2. On or about the 27th day of January 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Genaro Reyna, did then and there failed to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We will waive all other violations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
None, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $1,500 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, that is to follow probation's recommendation, which is to extend this defendant's probation for another 2 years. Place him on substance abuse treatment for state ISF, conduct a TAP evaluation while in custody. I believe there was also a recommendation for this defendant to be referred to felony drug court.
All right. So, and defense, are you in agreement to that?
Yes, Your Honor, that is our agreement. I have discussed that with Mr. Reyna, and he agrees that he's willing to accept those amendments.
All right. So he has been on probation since February of 2022. What has he done on probation?
Are you asking me, Your Honor? May I respond?
Yes. Has he done anything on probation?
Your Honor, he has not done much. He has mostly been homeless during this time. He has lost everything he's told me. I've shared the same with the state. A lot of the times that when he's failed to submit, it's because he's had inadequate transportation or lack of funds to pay for drug testing. He does, I believe, have some positive and negative drug results, but for the most part, the lack of any completion has been due to his status as a homeless individual.
What did he call? You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Genaro Reyna.
All right, what have you done on probation?
I'm going to classes there on jail.
What classes in jail?
Yeah.
No, I mean, when you were in the free world and on probation.
I'm disability and I was, I'm looking, the health centers, heaven for hope, they're looking for an apartment for me. Because I lost everything.
No. Here's, what have you done on probation?
Listen to the judge's question. She's asking you,
So-
what have you completed?
This
on
is the
probation?
thing. Let me explain something to you. When people have a motion to revoke against them, I need to know more about them than just the motion to revoke, because if there's a motion to revoke and that's all there is, then there's no need for us to be here. So I'm trying to find out your history. Any objections to the court review and the court summary, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so you were placed on probation in 2022. What have you done on probation?
I was living in an apartment and I was paying rent and bills and all that, you know. I was buying groceries and I was staying by myself, you know. I couldn't make it that much. Because I was going back and forth and that's it. I mean,
All right, so I understand you had life where you were in an apartment and you were paying the rents and getting food, but my question is, were you employed? Let me do it this way. Were you employed?
disability.
Yes or no?
No.
All right. Did you complete any community service hours? That means you
No.
go out and work for free for a charity. Did you do any of that? All right. Did you follow through with a referral to Center for Healthcare Services?
No.
All right. And did you obtain employment? Did you let probation know you were employed?
Yes,
Because what I have here is that you were saying that you were on SSI.
yes, I wasn't disability.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm disability.
All right. So did you provide probation with proof that you were receiving disability?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Probation. Has he done anything since he's been on probation? It's been 2 years. Well, 3 years. In those 3 years, has he done anything?
There was a total credit on the account of $374. He was evaluated for NIC and DDR placement. He was recommended for the NIC caseload. Other than that, Judge, no.
All right. So what I'm reading in the court summary and then the recommendation following what I read in the court summary, really doesn't go together. All right. So it says the CSO has attempted to work with the probationer to avoid him losing his housing and benefits. CSO and manager discuss extension or treatment with the probationer. However, probationer disagreed. So probation is normally confrontational and dismissive with CSO during office visits. I just don't think there's any need to continue him on probation. I understand your recommendation, but he hasn't done anything. All right. So the court is going to grant your motion. The court is going to, grant the state's motion, even though I know the state you're requesting continuing, but the court is going to deny that. The court is going to revoke. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Garcia-Corona. I request the therapeutic community counsel, the agreed, the plea agreement. You all agreed to 2 years as an underlying sentence. But if you are requesting that the court reform that, the court will hear any evidence you wish to provide.
You kind of caught me on my heels with this.
Mhm.
I would ask the court consider any leniency and that you may be willing to grant Mr. Reyna at this time. I do understand that he was here today, initially on a contested MTR, but has since considered his options and decided that it would be in his best interest to plead true and recognize that he has not met his obligations.
Mhm.
He was willing to take the treatment through ISF and additional conditions that the state probation wanted. So I think he's definitely shown some initiative, at least today, and over these past few weeks, while he's had a chance to consider his options, to do what he can to become more productive and more responsible probation. So with that, Judge, I would ask for any leniency the court is willing to provide.
All right. And then the court will note the previous stipulations, and this is a reckless injury. And I reviewed the stipulations. State, what are you requesting with regards to time?
I believe it was 2 or 3 that he referred to, so they would ask for 2 years.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility and give you credit for any time served. Counsel? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates in the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. And because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. I'm placing you in requesting that you be placed in the therapeutic community. I have no jurisdiction to force, that make them force you in that program, but you're going to have to request it as well. That program will help you with any type of rehabilitation. It will help you with reapplying if you need to reapply for your SSI, and it'll also help you with housing. When you're released from custody, if for any reason you cannot find, not necessarily housing, but a place for your sobriety, just come back here. If I'm here, I'll make sure that I try to find a place for you. All right?
Ma'am.
All right.
Thank you,
Good luck to you. You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mama.
On Diego Chavez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Find him on the docket. All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, we're asking for another pretrial. I did discuss this case with the state this morning. My office has sent out 4 certified letters to try to get a hold of the complainants in this case,
Mhm.
who in this case is Alamo City Protective. And we're trying to determine whether or not they had actual body cam footage record
Mhm.
from their body cams that they had on at the time of the incident. We haven't been able to locate them. They've been non-responsive to the numbers that they listed on.
All right, state, do you know if they had body cameras?
I don't know, Judge.
All right, so the state can pick up the phone and call them and find out if they had body cameras or if the, the state should know this.
Right, Judge. And that's all we're asking for another pretrial for that purpose, Your Honor.
All right, so state at the next setting, you'll need to provide information to defense counsel on whether or not the officers, and where are these officers located?
Here in San Antonio, Your Honor.
No, I mean, which facility, where were they working?
Alamo City Protective LLC.
All right, so at Alamo City Protective. So the state is going to let you know at their next setting whether or not they have body cameras. And state, if you find out that they have body cameras, then on that setting, the state that I'm about to give you all should have those body cameras to make sure defense has them. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset. All right, May 6th. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And counsel, were there any cameras at the actual location?
No, Your Honor. According to the statements from the security guards, they weren't operated. They were not operated.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Jenna Davila, if you'll come forward, please. Hello, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Let me ask you, have you had contact with Veterans Treatment Court?
Your Honor, I've done the intake with Veterans Treatment Court. I am just waiting for the VA to accept me.
Okay. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. They're saying that they are not going to accept you. That may be something where your attorney can talk to them and see if they'll reconsider. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to recall you. Ms. Ferguson, is her attorney out of county?
Yes.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recall you. Are you employed?
I am retired and I am in school as well.
All right, so what are your school hours? Is this by Zoom or?
It's online. Yes.
Okay, so what are your hours?
I don't have specific hours. There's no Zoom. It's just all online.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What I can do is I can recall you for April 3rd, or either I can recall you for April 7th.
Either one. Yeah.
Well, what is best for you? The 3rd, of course, is Thursday, and the 7th is a Monday.
April 7th.
April 7th?
Yes.
All right, so we'll recall you for April 7th. Your attorney is not here because they're out of county. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. You're welcome. And who's the attorney for Dustin Murphy?
Judge, I'm right here.
All right, are you ready?
Yes, Judge, I need to approach on this.
All right, if you'll come forward, and where's your client?
He's sitting right there with the orange shirt on.
All right, come forward. All right, why were you late?
It was traffic.
All right, so here's the thing. You've been to this court before. You have to be on time. And you have to know that school is currently in session, so there's going to be traffic. So you have to put that in your time, all right? All right, so where are we on discovery, counsel?
Judge, I think we're pretty good on discovery. I have it in my file, but I don't have my file with me.
All right.
I apologize to the court.
Mhm.
I printed this off out of Odyssey last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why, but Mr. Murphy did not show up on my list for today.
Oh, no,
But
that's
he's here.
yeah.
And I'm requesting that the court recall it Thursday or Friday.
All right. And state, Mr. Murphy, did they tender an offer, counsel?
Not yet.
All right, so state, this is a less than a gram case. So if y'all could tender an offer, please. And counsel, you're requesting that this be recalled later in the week?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're requesting Thursday?
Thursday or Friday,
All right,
as the court desires.
all right, so we'll recall it for April 3rd. All right, make sure you're on time, okay? All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall Dustin Murphy for April 3rd, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Counsel, Mr. Featherston,
Yes, Your Honor.
State, if you can come forward, please. And Norma, before you write that reset for April 3rd. All right, so on this case, he does have possession cases that are first-degree felonies.
Yes, Your Honor,
Do you have discovery on any of that?
I do.
Are the labs in on those?
I haven't checked that. I've got all the baseline discovery. I know about the suppression issues. But I don't know if the labs are, I don't have a copy of the lab.
Judge, so it looks like the office date is from February of this year, so we most likely would not have them.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do then. Do you all think, then it really shouldn't probably come back on the 3rd, council, because if you want it on the 3rd, we'll keep it on the 3rd, but otherwise it probably should be set some time later than that.
Judge, I have him in, back in court on the 1st, that's tomorrow. I guess maybe we better push it out like 2 or 3 weeks.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you place this on April, we can do April 24th?
We'll
Is that-
review. Yeah, that'll work, Judge, and we'll review and tender a global offer.
All right, thank you. So we'll put you for April 24th, council.
Judge, you're most kind.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Once he signs the reset form, he is excused.
Okay, we'll do.